What is up, my BBossBaddies and my Bama fellas? It is your girl Bosana, and I am back with the part 2. When I tell you guys I'm excited because this is gonna be funny in a way of like, ooh, we're really getting into it, and yes, we're not playing. Okay, so with that being said, this is kind of different stages, or you can say versions. It doesn't really matter, but I'm just trying to say that this is all the way. And if you haven't watched my last video, it was more of like, if you're just talking to her, or maybe you guys been dating for a while, it doesn't matter. But this is basically pretty much the same thing. So it's simple things that you can do if you just met her that could work. I gave you guys examples of that. And then I also have, what is it called, when you guys been dating for some time or even married, just whatever it is, you guys can try these things and it can work with that significant other. And just keep in mind, or not other, could just be your friend, but just keep in mind, last thing is that some of the things that I do say, be cautious, you know, warning, a little disclaimer, don't just do it. You know, some of these things, you can't just do it with a girl, especially if she's not that type, right? She needs to have a little button that you can press, that freak button. So just know every girl got it though. Okay, so go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up, you guys. Please let me know if you want a part 3 or you want another version, or what videos you want to see. I have 2 other channels, links down below, and please go ahead and subscribe with your post notification on. Y'all ready? Okay. Don't be a little too alarmed, but you guys, I keep it raw, like straight up. So first thing on my list is use a lube. Yeah, lube. Okay, so guess what, you guys? If you're not using it already, you have to use more of it. I mean, you have to use it. And if you're not using enough of it, you have to use more of it. Now, here's one fact I'll tell you guys before I explain why girls secretly love this and want you guys to do this to her. And some of you guys might just know this, but hey, let me just tell you one little secret. This is a little side secret, extra bonus, is that a lot of girls don't even realize, especially girls that haven't used it enough or haven't used it before. A lot of girls, actually, the girls that don't know the experience for real, don't know how great it is. And so bring it to her attention, because using it, there's no wrong doings with it. You can't go wrong with it unless, like, you know, you over flood it or something like that. You know what I mean? Which never really happens, right? But obviously don't use too much where it's gonna be like, okay, what's going on now? This is not like real, like this doesn't feel right. You know what I mean? So you don't want it to glide too smooth as well. Like it'll be to a point where you don't feel nothing. So anyways, back to this point, right? Y'all got my little thing. So I'm just trying to tell you, just because you came across girls that didn't tell you that they like this, or you have experience, or maybe just don't know, there's a lot of girls out here that actually are surprised or will be surprised how much they do like it later on. And I say this also from just knowing girls that later on, oh girl, I tried it type of thing, and they loved it. Okay, so, and yes, girls sometimes do talk, a lot of times talk about their sex. Yeah, I know, but that's old days. So now what I want to say about this, why girls love it. First of all, how could they not? This is this is what I'll call it, the best friend of a girl. This could be a best friend of a girl, because this helps every woman with basically, and I'm only not going to say certain words, so if it seems like I'm avoiding certain words, it's because of YouTube policies. But you guys already know, girls, not every girl can just get instantly wet. So this is a great way and a best friend, extra support for a lot of girls to create that moistness and create all that they need, the wetness down there, so you can have a slippery slide, a slippery glide, you know? So this is the extension, let's say it like that, of where a girl can basically up her game, and then not up her game just for you, even though you're applying it or she's applying it, this is just the extra, but up her game for herself, for it to feel great for herself. So it basically just gives you that smooth glide, that, okay, in and out. Not every single girl, and you guys might know or not, but not every girl has the same wetness. Not every girl can do the same things as other girls, right? So basically, some girls might just be insecure about it. Some girls might just try to act like, hey, well, I could do it, but I just can't do it with you. So, for example, if you guys are not following me, it's like, let's say you met a girl and, you know, she couldn't just get she couldn't. Just that one time she couldn't, or she was just not stimulated enough to get in the mood. And so for you, she might say things like, hey, well, you know, I don't know, I'm gonna be good, my body is good, you know, I can lay it down. But she's saying I don't know to like extra stuff. Maybe you want to bring it, maybe you guys are a couple, I'm not sure. But I'm just trying to say, not every girl is gonna bring it to your attention, because not every girl knows. And then the ones that do know, some girls are insecure to let you know, or they just don't want to bring it because they don't want to show that other kinky side. Like, you know, some people really hide it because they don't want to be shamed. And my paper just fell. But I want to wrap up and simply say that I don't really got to say much, because once you guys go ahead and get the product and use it, it'll speak for itself. But also the texture for it, it creates a great texture compared to using saliva, y'all. Like, I would honestly prefer that, but everybody's different, and you know, I don't really tell about my part, but hey, it slipped out today. Anyways, so I would say that some girls would have their preference, most definitely on that part. But I'm just trying to say also, not every girl can just deliver in that way where they feel comfortable enough. Sometimes it's harder for girls to get turned on and basically do their part as a woman, making sure it feels good for you guys. And so when you use this, it helps them. So some girls keep it as a secret to themselves, but they really love the experience, the feeling, and they also just don't want to make it seem like, oh, they don't have enough from their own natural stuff, right? What they were born with, enough to basically give you guys the pleasement with just what she naturally has. Okay, so I do really want to talk more about how it feels, but I didn't want to focus too much on that because I feel like that's kind of pointless. Only if I do a separate video where it's longer, or if I just talk about this. But it's really, I'm only saying that because it's like, I want you guys to just go experience it. It's not one of those I really want to talk about. Yeah, it's one of those, go experience it. Next thing on my list is simple, but this can apply for every guy. Every guy can do this. This is not one of those use it on her, because you can't just pull one out and be like, okay, can we just use this? You can't just do that. I mean, unless you guys been dating or you're that comfortable, that would make more sense, right? But this right here is talk dirty. And talk dirty you can always do. Now, I'm going to have a teasing video out. I promise you guys I'm going to have it out. I just don't know how I wanted to do it. If it's going to be like examples, advice, or I just want to explain. Like, I don't know how I want to do it yet. But teasing videos are going to come out. And so teasing relates back to talking dirty, you guys. And absolutely, when you go ahead and get those words out, one thing that you always have to remember is that you guys are at a place, the relationship you guys have, where you can say certain things and she's not disgusted or she's not bothered, or you can say certain things and she brushes off. So most times you should just wait a little bit longer instead of just jumping the gun and talking dirty, because if you start trying to do that with some girls, they might start feeling really cringed out, like, ew, don't say nothing to that, or I would never ever do that with you. And this is also happening a lot of times with girls that don't like guys in the beginning, and guys still try to pursue them. So for my guys out here that feel like they have the worst game, or they just feel like they never have luck with women, or personally they just don't feel good looking enough, where, hey, every time I talk to a woman, if I say certain things, they're always going to be bothered. If they don't feel like they're good looking enough to a point where they could say certain things and get a girl just by teasing her and stuff like that, you'll be so shocked, where if you wait a bit, feel her out, and then don't try to go ahead and, bang her out. Don't try to get intimate with her and just, throw a little dirty talks, a little teases here. Some girls will start looking at you different. And it's because, okay, well, you're not trying to do anything with me, right? None of this. So she's already dismissing you for that. So it's like, okay, I'm not worried about that, and he's not trying to smash. So that's good for her already. But then what happens after that is that she knows that, okay, well, I know what you're about now, because now you're throwing those talks in. Now you're throwing those teases. So you're showing her what you can do by those little hints. So it's almost like, okay, you're not going to be direct, but she has to get a feel for what you're really about. And what I also decided to put in brackets for this one is that you're going to have to show the freak in you somehow for her to get a little bit excited. Now, I say this one is a secret because girls are not going to tell you, oh, talk to me like this. Especially, like, even when you just started talking, like, those stages when it's like after a few times, it still won't work. Some girls will take years or take like a long time, let's say it like that, to let you know, say certain things to me, or actually feel comfortable enough to talk dirty to you instead of you doing it to her. So realistically, I'm just trying to say the last thing about this. Well, not last thing. I have one more in brackets. Okay, I got you guys a lot of information. But for this last part of the freak in you, she has a freak in her. You got to get the freak in her out, but you want to do that by doing it in you. So when you do it in you, it's like you're saying certain things, but you're doing it in you to show her what's in you, right? So you're giving her a glimpse so she can get that idea. Now, these teases also are going to go ahead and give her that little, ooh, okay. So y'all are going to surprise her sometimes. Don't be so strict or so wild with your teases or you're talking dirty and say, oh, it's just a joke. Because some girls also will start looking at you different. So you don't want that type of judgment. Be careful what you say, but also there's things that you can joke about and a woman can't even try to pin it on you and say, oh, you so serious. Unless if it's like sexual and now she's feeling you that way and she'll be like, oh, I know he's serious because now she's serious about you. Now she's talking about that. You get what I'm saying? You see where it goes? I hope. Okay, last thing on my list, and y'all, I want to really talk more about this. Y'all know what I always say. If you want more, let me know because there's always more to say. Okay, last thing on my list is she wants you to go. Oh, you guys, there was something in brackets. I'll just tell you guys, but I won't really explain because it's nothing crazy. It just says allows her to bring some too. So it was basically saying bring that freak out in you and then bring it on her. And it's really not trying to be too strong or try to jump the gun. It's just playful and it's just jokes. So now the last thing that I have is she wants you to use a vibrator. Yes, a vibrator. Yes, so a lot of girls won't tell you this, and this is also back referring to the first thing that I said. It also falls into the insecurities. So it falls into that, leaving it to be a secret because girls don't want the judgment. They don't want you to feel away. And of course, every girl, even if she doesn't like you, she still wants to leave a good imprint most times. And so with this last point, is, you know, some girls are not going to always want certain things, not at a certain time. So I'm saying that freak in her, it's a button that has to be pushed. Same way she has to get turned on, she has to get in that mood, right? So when we had that going on with this girl, you guys are now ready to go and bring certain things out. When I said in the beginning of my video, don't just jump the gun or do certain things. You don't want to do that with this last thing. So once everything is set, the vibe, the mood, you know, you guys might have seen each other sometime, or maybe you guys been dating a long time, whatever. Maybe you want to bring something out that will excite her. Maybe your life has been really boring with her love life has been really boring. Whatever the case is, this point, I want to say that you guys want to make sure you take your time to get to, because this is really that other side of, okay, well, I'm letting you full all. I always have trouble. It's such a tongue twister, you guys. Full all in. It's not even, there's a word I'm still missing. Full all in. Full all. I'm not going to do that on camera. I'll practice after this video. But there's a word that I'm missing in there, and it's such a tongue twister. But she's not going to go full on in. Whatever. We'll just say it like that. So last thing that I just want to say about this point is that she's not going to go full on in to tell you, okay, bring it in, or feel comfortable to say, okay, well, let me use this in front of you. So this is more of like serious business, serious things, serious time spent trying to get to that point. Some girls might just feel comfortable to bring it out, but the best thing about this is that it feels amazing. Now, another thing you have to keep in mind, which is a fun fact, is that a lot of women have their own. And hey, most times people just want to maybe just fulfill their own needs, right? And so I'm just trying to say, if a girl is single, think about what she's doing, right? How is she experiencing? And if it's just her experiencing with other guys, those other guys are bringing different crazy things that they probably maybe know about girls already, but girls don't say. So all in all, the vibrator, pull it out and see what it's about. But not that you're gonna have it, but I'm just saying, once you guys start dealing with each other, maybe she can bring it, or maybe you could just kind of bring that topic up of like, what type of things are you into once you guys get to that point. So I'm really just trying to say, is this last point is the last point for a reason today, and that's because you want to say this for the last time, the last point of when you should feel like, or when you are ready and she is ready. Okay, that's all for this video. I will elaborate, or I will bring other topics like this, especially if you guys want to see it. And so that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Y'all see me in my next video. Bye, y'all.